Prime Video, and this is the last voyage of the Demeter, which all of a sudden just showed up. It showed up out of nowhere, like big, massive thumbnail. Good. And I was like, oh, finally, it's over here. So, Sean, tell us about the last. Okay, I'll tell you what I know about the last voyage of Demeter. I know that it is based on one chapter of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the novel, which is where Dracula is on a ship, and the ship goes from wherever it originally stands from. I'm guessing it would have been Transylvania to England, and that's where it lands in Whitby. And it's about what happens during this voyage, because in the book, by the time the ship gets to Whitby, there's nobody on it. So it's a ghost ship. So the Demeter is this ship, and is it the last voyage or the voyage?
The last voyage. The last
voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah.
And it's and that's what this is about. So Sean, tell us about the last voyage of the Demeter.
Okay, so this sort of this is these gypsies arrive with all these big wooden crates to board the Demeter, which they're going to ship to England. They want to ship them to England. Now, they've got these crates, and the gypsies pay a lot of money. The gypsies pay a lot of money for the Demeter to take all these rather nasty wooden crates. There's a like a doctor who wants to be part of the crew because they need to crew the Demeter, and he basically gets poo-pooed. But what happens is on these crates there's a symbol, and one of the chaps in the crew goes, he lets go of it, and he goes, I'm not, that's a bad sign. I'm not taking that.
Or he sees the symbol and he decides.
Yeah, he sees the symbol on these things. He's like, I'm. That's it. I'm gone. And the doctor chap, he manages to save the boy as the thing's falling. So he gets a job and he appears on the crew. And then as they're sailing away, so they sail away, and one of the crates breaks, and there's this woman in it, and because he's a doctor, he does some blood transfusions. I mean, I don't know how he knew they were the same blood group, whatever, but anyway, he does a blood transfusion on this girl because she's lacking her blood. So I can't really. Well, I suppose that would be a plot anyway. And so gradually, the next night, all the animals on the place are all butchered and killed, and they wonder what's going on. And then slowly, basically, you can imagine different things are happening to the crew as it goes along, and of course you get a couple of superstitious ones that are like, it's a Jonah woman on board, all going about. You know what I mean?
It's bad luck to have a woman.
That's mad, and then they finally sort of come out to this confrontation thing, and so that's basically it. So it's basically all the the voyage of them going to London and then deciding to try to go on.
I was going to say that this just strikes me as it would be Alien, the film Alien, only on a ship in, like, I don't know.
Do you know, that
Victorian era?
That's a good call. That's a good call, actually. That is a really, really good call. Yeah, it's probably, you could say it is Alien, but they they know what's going on. I'll tell you who's in this. Is it what's his name? Is it David Duchovny or the guy?
David Duchovny, the guy who played Mulder.
Yeah. He was brilliant. He's brilliant. I really rate him. He was like the bosun. He really think he's and the character, but he just plays it so well. I think he's very, very versatile.
When made this film? Is it a recent film? I haven't heard of it.
Oh, this film was made probably about 5 years ago. I think it's one of the films that got hit by COVID. It got hit by COVID in that they'd made the film, they were ready to release it in 2020, and then COVID happened, and so all of a sudden it was like, when's it going to be released? What's going to happen? I'm pretty sure that was the case. That was part of the whole thing about why it got released in the States, and then, at that time when everybody was just freaking out about, we can't make money in the cinema, quick, pull it, and then it got caught up in rights before you could see it anywhere around the world and all that nonsense. So,
So on the whole, so it's basically, that's what it is. But the doctor does manage to, he sort of manages to get away to. So I think, I don't know if they were looking for making a sequel for like a Hunter or something like that, but I won't. You'd have to watch it to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask one question, which should be, for some people, be a spoiler, and for some people they won't have a clue. So it's how faithful is this to the novel?
I've not actually read the novel, so
Okay, cool.
I couldn't comment on that. But I don't know
Yeah,
if
but
you would.
how faithful is it to the whole idea of this ship arriving in Whitby as a ghost ship?
Yeah, because it's actually wrecked. It's actually wrecked. That's how it starts off. The film is wrecked. So the ship is wrecked, and there's no one on the ship, and they found, and so they sort of turn up, and so obviously Dracula's managed to get off the ship somehow, and he's gonna.
Yeah.
I guess that's where it is. Whereas where the hunted at the end comes in. He's sort of like a gentleman. You sort of see towards the end. So.
Just one thing, Sean. I think you're talking about David Dalmatian.
David Dalmatian, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no,
yeah.
not Duchovny. David
I was
Dalmatian.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, when you
the
were
one
that's
who
why
was
I
in
asked the
the one who
question.
was in Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
David Dalmatian. Yeah.
Him was class. Really, really, he is so versatile.
That's why I asked the question of how old it was, thinking David
Yeah.
Duchovny.
Yeah. So yeah, Deschanel, that's the dude. That's the dude. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant as a bosun. He looked totally. He can look different in so many different things. He was really, really good. But on the whole, I mean, I quite like all the stuff to do with Dracula and
Yeah.
vampires and things. I found this a little bit slow. It was a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
It took a while to get going. Um, Nothing really amazing, and like you named, like basically alien on board a
Yeah.
18th century ship or whatever, or 19th century ship, and yeah. So for me, this is only going to be a 3 star. I think I might have been expecting a little bit more. I think I might have been
Yeah.
expecting a little bit more, perhaps. But
I think before, okay, well, be a bit of a correction. It's like we apologize because we made a mistake earlier. It was not made. It was not supposed to be released in 2020. It was actually they actually started filming this in 2021.
oh right, okay.
Started filming in
Okay, so it
2021,
was doing it with them.
but it was still in that sort of COVID funk thing. But
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be released in 2020, and I think COVID did affect it. Did
Yeah.
affect its original run in cinemas.
So yeah, just a basic 3 star, really. Watchable, very watchable, but not sort of
Not
amazing,
pulling up trees.
earth shattering. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a regular standard thing. But David Deschanel, is his name?
Dalmatian.
Dalmatian. Yeah, class.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
mean,
cool. Is it Dasmalchian?
I don't know. I didn't know how to place it. That's what I was hoping you would.
Yeah. It's that. I think it's Dasmalchian. But anyway, I will go and practice that. In the meantime, let us go back to cinema